Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. This is Lisa Ware, back from a honeymoon. Nice to see you all. And we're doing a topic very dear to my heart, which is all about possibly why we're not converting as many people as we'd like to. Okay. You're showing them savings, and I've come back. I got back in the country Thursday afternoon, manic time, went to bed at 10 o'clock, didn't wake up till 11:45 on Friday. 14 and a half hours sleep. I think they call it jet lag. But on Saturday, I went full pelt into a 20K giveaway event. This is irrelevant because it was booked. So many more things I could be doing, folk, when I've just been away and there's piles of washing, but this is what you do. All right, you find time. Anyway, on that 20K, it was called Shake and Stir. It was a retro dance music event, absolutely fabulous. 99 stalls, great fun. People came dressed up in the 30s and 40s gear, ladies with the curlies in their hair and all the kit. Lovely. We had a lot of fun, but we did work hard, and I made 7 appointments. And from those 7, I've already signed up 3. And today is only Tuesday. All right. And I only did the event Saturday. So I'm going to explain how I do get conversions. When I take business, I do convert. And I'm going to try and share some of this, that even if you're showing them fantastic rates, for some reason, it's often not happening. And the biggest reason it's not happening is I think we've got the best thing since sliced bread. I really do. It's stunning. I mean, it's really simple billing, isn't it? Yeah. And we go above and beyond with our customer service. We really do. I think it's something extraordinary. It's wonderful. And I say to people when I meet them, or if I'm referred to them, I treat others the way I like to be treated. And when I was shown this, I was really wonderfully surprised at how personable it was, because the person that showed me cared, and he was at the end of the phone when I wanted a question answered. And how amazing is that? You don't get that with other companies, do you? And so what we have to do when we're at these events is kind of give over what makes us unique. What's our USP? All right. Yes, all the services on one bill is, but there are some companies that do this stuff. You know, for example, Virgin offer TV and mobiles and broadband. Yeah, they do. But we do everything. We do all of that, plus energy, plus insurances. So it is fantastic. But I think what makes us different is us, you and me, the people. All right. We make the difference without a shadow of a doubt. But then that means we have to show ourselves. We have to show that we're an honest and true person. Because do you know what? Everything's laid out there. It's fabulous. I show people my bills and I say to them, I know you're looking at that and going, it looks too good to be true. I'm saying what I can see them thinking, but I can't fake it. It is what it is. But why would they still then be hesitant? After everything, why would they be hesitant? Well, I'll tell you what it is. They buy us. Now, that's a controversial statement, I know, but they are deciding at that moment, probably deeply psychological, do I trust that person? I don't really know them. Do I trust them? And that's where we have to come in, and we have to show what sincere and honest people we are. I'm going to share some stuff with you, okay? The first thing I'm going to share is one of my own bills, okay? So bear with me while I do it. Bear with me while I pick it up. Okay. Right, now let's go back to you guys. Let's go share and bring it in. Okay. why am I bothering you to show you my bill? Well, actually, yes, we do a presentation. Okay, we do a presentation and it's very good. Now, I'm going to say to you, and in fact, I was speaking to Mr. Critchley earlier on as I came away from an appointment. And I was saying to him, I hear people telling me that they're shortchanging the presentation. They're not doing this, they're not doing that. And I'm thinking, hang on a minute. If we want a duplicatable system, we've got to have something that we all do. Otherwise, confused people do nothing. So when I'm doing that presentation, I am reading exactly what's on the screen, but I'm doing it with passion. I'm doing it so it's not a presentation, it almost becomes a conversation. And it's the little joining lines between it that make the difference. And then, you know, on the presentation where it says one bill, one website, one password, da, 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 da. And there is an example bill. Well, actually, that bill doesn't look like a bill. It actually looks different. It doesn't look like our bills. So I say to them, and you might want to write this down, well, I believe the proof is in the eating. You know, you can look at a pie and it can look very fancy, that pie, and it could be all shiny and golden crusted. But when you put the knife in and your fork and you take out a piece of mushroom or steak, does it taste as good as it looks? Yeah, this is the same thing. Let's show you. So I show my bill and I explain it. And Stephen Longworth says people listen to stories. All right, they will relate to stories. Now, that doesn't mean they're fiction made up, but they understand the whole concept that you are. So I say to them, oh, look, this is where I live. I don't block anything out. I say the bill comes out at the end of the first week and we know what's coming out by direct debit at the end of the month, usually the last working day. Now, I've got 5 services. As you can see, that's energy. And I always say the caveat here is that is not gas. We live so remotely, we're off mains gas. We have a sunk in LPG gas tank. So that's electricity. My mobile, phone, landline phone and broadband, buildings and contents insurance, £2 to allow the cashback card. The whole lot, call it 160 quid. Now, in anyone's books, as far as I'm concerned, that's damn good value, really good value. And then they usually point out to me, they point out and they go, oh, I'm paying a lot less than £33.64. I say, yes, you probably are, because we live that remote. We're on what's called the extended network with Openreach, and we have to pay extra for our line rental. We get less service and we have to pay more for it. How does that one work? So again, I'm explaining it. Yeah, I'm explaining it. But I say to them, look, this is brilliant, but I want you to notice something clever here. It says cashback earnings. This is a very clever little card. It's just like a normal bank account. 2 of you have access to it. Obviously, you put money in it, but you can't go overdrawn with this one. It's purely for spending. Yeah. But when you spend with this, everyday spending, you're going to earn money back. I don't get this with the Halifax or Lloyd's. Right, this is formidable. And as you can see, we earned £51. Well, that meant those 5 services were only 107. So I would say to them, look, how would you like your everyday spending now to start eliminating the cost of your services? Because if we look at this one, well, we've not paid for that phone and broadband, and we've not paid for the mobile, and a bit more's come off the electric. How cool is that? Let's show you what the bill's like. So then I say to them, well, the budget plan is set as 64. And the next page is all the details. So there you are. I've been a good girl. I've given a reading. It's all up to date. With the standing charge, we've used 67.94. So they've actually set it fairly well. Now we are in credit. And when this month's came off, we're still in credit. That's good. Everything's on there that we should know. So there we are. It tells us we use 2,411 kilowatts. And that works out as a personal projection of 869.74. Everything is there clearly to be seen. The mobile is what it is. There you go. It's what we call the value, unlimited minutes, text, and 5 gig of data. Why do I not have more? Well, I spend most of my life in Wi-Fi, like most people do. I used to need unlimited, but not anymore. Why should I pay for something I don't need? And now you're giving them a perspective that they don't think about. And then I say to them, here's that phone and broadband. Look, here's the higher line rental. It is what it is. Do I care? No, because I don't pay for it because of my everyday spending does. Now the insurance. Now this is buildings and contents. Now I have to explain because they say to me, is that a month? I say, yes, it is. It would normally only be £20, but I have got lots of things on high risk, including 5 pieces of the lead guitarist Ronnie Wood of the Rolling Stones art. Now that's my choice. It's on high risk to £250,000. Hey, if I didn't have that, it would be a lot cheaper, but I don't want to get rid of them. I've also got 7 3-foot high raised veggie beds, and I've got chickens with a coop, and it's all insured. Okay, so I'm explaining it. And then I come to the cashback. Now, I usually increase the size a bit so they can see. And I say to them, look, so we're subscribing online. It's a one-off thing, 1%. Etsy, buying stuff for our wedding, 1%. You've got St. Peter's Finger. It's a it's a local pub, went for a meal, as you do, 1%. But then there's things like Sainsbury's, petrol and fuel, 3%. Marks and Spencer's, 4%. Tesco's, Haskins Garden Centre. Nando's took the grandsons. Also went to the cinema. It's all the things we do. But all those little bits, they're tiny. And do you know what? The lady today, she went, but it all adds up. I said, you're absolutely right. Now, Alan Pease says, if they say it, it's true. If you say it, they'll put up an objection. So what happens is I am saying things that provokes a response, and a positive one. She said to me, it all adds up. I said, you're right. And look what happens. Now I've eliminated the cost of my phone, broadband and mobile. Now, the reason I'm bothering to tell you this, folks, is what I'm about to show you is a little sheet that I did with her. And she currently is only paying £8 a month to EE. £8. Now, she's a really low user. Today is the 27th. And I went on her phone and saw that she's still only used 1.7 gigabytes of data. In fact, with that EE thing, she's just brought them down, okay, and she only gets 2 gig. Well, that's probably about right. But I said to her, go with me on this, Sandra. I'm going to give you a bit more data, which will give you peace of mind, and you're going to pay another £4 a month for it. She went, what? I said, well, you're not, because your everyday spending is going to eliminate the cost of it. And she went, oh, okay, all right. I said, and if you go with it and we do your broadband, what will happen is it will bring down the cost of that electricity. She went, oh, I see. So we've done the presentation, and you're probably thinking she's, by the way, 78. She does rock and roll dancing. I met her at this this event. In fact, I didn't know, I would have not put her at 78. I'd have put her 10 years younger, but she was lovely. But she said to me, and I want to share this with you, Lisa, I can't bear the thought of moving. I want to move. That's why I came over to you. But it's such hassle. I wouldn't have a clue what to do. And I said, well, if someone took all the hassle away from you, including setting up the router, would that make a difference? She went, yes, it would. So I said, if I bothered to come over to you, would you do it? She said, yeah, I would. I said, right, well, I'm going to show you a load of savings now. So we go online. do the comparison. Up comes the prices, as you can imagine. And the Ultra, what, 2160, plenty enough for her, plenty enough. And I'm going to show you the sheet that I do, okay, because I believe people want to see facts. Oh, I can't do that. Hang on. I'm trying to do things. Hang on. There we go. Right. Bear with me. Lisa does have the technology. She can do this. Screen. Here we go. Okay, guys. I think you are now seeing one of my sheets. Yeah. Now, I've purposefully rewritten this with no names and addresses because I've got to be respectful of GDPR and the lady concerned. Yeah. Okay. So look, Sky and TV. And she said, oh, and I've also got Netflix. I said, what, do you pay more for Netflix? She said, yeah, but it's in that price. £69 a month for broadband, TV, including Netflix. That's a lot of money, isn't it? So I said to her, our broadband is 2160 because that's what came up on the screen. So there's the now spends and there's my spends. Yeah. She said, yeah, but I won't have any TV. I said, well, I know you won't, but if you want to keep the TV with Sky, you can. And I said, you will still pay for that, but there are alternatives to what you've got and they're far cheaper. And I told her about an alternative. I said, nothing to do with UW, but it's something that you might want to do for the future. She said, okay, yeah. Now, please note, pay monthly EE £8. She's only just done that downgrade. So I'm thinking to myself, she's going to be in a contract, isn't she? You've only got a sniff and they put you in a contract. But I thought, no, let's go with it. She went with it. Now, can you see British Gas Electric? No gas, all electric. Now, this is stuff to help you with the confidence. I said to her, do you have an economy 7 meter? She said, I think I do. I said, okay. I said, can we get to your British Gas statement? So she goes on the app and the app's not working. We tried all sorts. It wouldn't do anything. I said, okay. So on my tablet, I said, let's pick up a new page. Let's go to the British Gas site, log in. Can you put your login details? Yes. By the way, all this wastes time, doesn't it? It wastes time, but it is what it is. Because I don't want to work on assumptions, right? Airy fairy stuff. I want facts. People will appreciate that. So finally we get in. So she lets me, because I'm with her, work around the site because I know you've got to go to billing and statements and the latest one. Click on it. And the one good thing about British Gas, actually, their statements are pretty good. So I don't know if you can see, guys, but she was using 6,056 day kilowatts and 1,266 night kilowatts. But she didn't have night storage heating. Now, Economy 7 was set up for that. The idea is the big concrete blocks in the night storage heaters would heat up overnight at the cheap rate and release the heat during the day. And I pointed this out to her. She said, but I said, you've got modern radiators. She said, yes, I have. So I said, what's going on here? I said, Sandra, what's happening? You're paying a much higher day rate than if you had a standard general domestic one rate all the time. Because predominantly you're paying 5 times more, you're using 5 times more during the day. She said, I understand that. So I said, what we're going to do is we're going to put it as if you're general domestic. Are you all with me so far? Yeah. So I go standard. I'm following through with an email, just so you know, to let them know that she has got an economy 7 meter. Well, they'll pick that up, but that she wants to be on the one rate because that's the way she'll save money. So when I put the figures in, so I have to add day units and night units, 7,000 odd units, right? All in. Press the button, get quote, budget plan. Now I'm going to explain to you, British Gas said her projection was 2,568. She was paying 175, and they now want £240 because of the price going up. Yeah. So I said to her, well, look what it comes out at, 2,357. And I said, the happy news for you is that's fixed until the 30th of June next year. And she went, wow. I said, so even although the prices 1st of July are going down, I said, it's a joke. I said, they're going back up on the 1st of October. I said, they'll go back up again on the 1st of April. I said, so actually you have now absolutely got peace of mind. And I said, you're paying less. She went, well, yeah, I can't dispute that, because not being funny, guys, 2,357 is less than 2,568. Can't dispute that. So I put those figures in. Then I have to allow 12 months, because this is a yearly thing, at £2 a month, so £24 for the cashback card. So if we add up what she's currently spending, 3,492. All right. That becomes 2,184. That's a nice saving, isn't there? Okay, but it's better than that, because she's entitled as a homeowner to £150 boost credit. She went, very nice. I said, have you got a smart meter? She said, no. I said, do you mind having one? She said, no. I said, right, you get another 50 quid too. So that's £200. And then I said to her, and this is the big thing, folks, I said, I would rather under promise and over deliver. She went, yeah, okay. I said, let's say you only get £20 a month cash back, 20 quid. I said, if you get more, it's a bonus. So 240. So now we've got 440 coming off of that. Okay. And if you look at that, that becomes 2,344. Now, if you take that from that, that's 1,148. I said to her, Sandra, would you like simpler billing? Would you like better customer service? And would you like to be better off by that? She said, yes, I would. That's how you close. She then said to me, yeah, but there's still Sky TV. I said, exactly. I said, if we take the element of TV, you are still better off. She went, yes, you're right. And I said, if you go for an alternative, I said, you're going to be better off. Now, I'll tell you what I want to share with you guys. I said to her, I'm looking at her TV. I said, that's a Toshiba. She said, yeah. I said, could you switch it on for me? She puts it on, and it's a smart TV. It's already got preview. It's already got all sorts of stuff free. I said, do you realise that's included with your TV, whether you have Sky or not? She said, no, I didn't know that. I said, so what do you watch? Do you remember Questions Are the Answers? Yeah. I said, what do you watch, Sandra? She said, oh, well, you know, I watch BBC, ITV, sometimes Channel 4. She said, I do like Netflix for films. I said, okay. I said, what else? Not much. So on her TV, there is already BBC iPlayer, ITV Player, loads of apps. And you know what? She could just have Netflix, and she's got everything she wants. I said to her, do you realise I've just saved you a whole load of money? She said, I didn't realise that. I said, so I'll tell you what, let's switch at the moment. Your Sky TV package will not increase. I said, despite what they may say to you. I said, but once it's all over, if you then decide, well, actually, I don't want the rest of this, I said, I'll help you just keep your Netflix on its own, and you've got everything you want anyway. Can you see how conversation, asking questions, builds confidence that they will go with this? All right. So she said, yeah. And she said, will you really come and do the router? I said, yeah, I will. And I said, even if I didn't, I've got team over this way. I said, one of them would come and do it. She said, I don't care as long as someone does it, because I haven't got a clue. So what we've got is about building confidence and building trust and building a relationship. And by the time I left, I'm going to say this, she didn't shake my hand. She hugged me and said, "Thank you so much." And I put all my contact details straight into her smartphone. Now, I'm going to also share something else with you because it's important. Her handset was an iPhone 8, quite an old one. And when I dialed *#06# in the keypad, it came up with only one IMEI number, which usually means the handset's locked. Are you aware of that? Yeah, I'm not talking stuff you don't write. So I thought, I've got to make sure this handset's unlocked. So I said to her, I'll tell you what we'll do. I took out my SIM card of mine, took out hers, swapped them over, and I rang her landline. And guess what? UW, it worked. I said, "Great, your handset's unlocked." And then I said, "We now need to get your pack code." Now, I'm going to share this because some of you might have problems too. EE are normally good. And last night I got a pack code for a couple and it was fine. But I did what you do. Brought up a new recipient on text messages and typed the word pack to 65075, and 7 different attempts, rubbish came up, and it was on about porting and all sorts of stuff. And every time it swung me back to ring EE. And I believe, because she's been with them 15 years, they don't want to lose her. Yeah. So I said to her, "Look, I'm not prepared to let this go because I think they're going to give you hassle and then you'll give up on the whole thing. And that'll be such a shame." So guys, 17 minutes I waited for the phone to answer. Isn't that interesting? And she's now telling me how it's the same with British Gas. You never speak to anyone. And bit by bit, she is now basically telling me why she wants to leave. And when I got through, I said, "I'm going to be you, Sandra." Okay, I got the details, got through, and the woman answered the phone. And I said, she wanted to verify. I gave the name, I gave the PIN number that Sandra had given me. And she said, "Fine, how can I help you?" I said, "Well, firstly, you can just give me that damn pack code that I've been trying to get by texting pack to 65075. And I said, I've wasted over half an hour and now waited all this time to speak to you. So I said, please don't try and keep me because this is the final straw." Sandra sat there laughing. And I got the pack code. So now it's the perfect consolidation because now there's things that are important. She said, "Oh, I've got a feeling I'm going to owe money to Sky. I've only just changed it 2 months ago." I said, "No worry. The most expensive contract that you can pay to Sky to leave them is £165. I said, Utility Warehouse have got £400. £50 is going to go as an exit fee to British Gas because her fixed rate, hear this, doesn't run out to the end of November. And we were still cheaper. That'll give you confidence." And there was no exit fee to EE. The job was done perfect. And then when I put the details in my phone, I said, "Oh, and here's my business card." And I said, "Look, every time you have a look at this business card," I said, "Sandra, just remember what I showed you. There are people out there that are in a worse off position than you, and they're needing more money because of what's going on with prices going up." She said, "I know." She said, "My son needs more. He keeps saying he's looking for something." I said, "Is he?" I said, "Oh, I ought to have his number." I said, "I need to send him a little 2-minute video." She said, "Oh, can you do that?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "If he comes on board, Sandra," I said, "you'll be helping him immensely," because I said, "He's bound to want to save money on his bills and you'll get £50. But I said, you'll be helping your son to get out of a financial crisis." She said, "Oh, okay." And I've got his name and number to give him a call. Now, that's only one referral, but it's a genuine referral and it's through conversation. Now, what I'm trying to say is it's about confidence. Now, I know if you're new, Confidence is a hard thing, but you can know that there are people around that can help you. People like, yeah, Mike's on here. He knows what he's about. It's stuff that comes with time and we know what we're doing. So would you unmute, because we're near the end, are there any questions about what I have said that you would like to ask me? Anyone? No? Have I dumbfounded you all? Mike, anything that you want to comment, maybe?
No, it's always a good tip, and a lot of people, as you say, a lot of people get flummoxed when they get the thing about, oh, I've got early termination fees, even when they're 650 quid. I look at them. If I've just saved somebody 100 quid a month, and they've got 400 quid ETFs, I'll just say, so for the first month you're not going to save any money, but for 11 months you are.
Yeah.
1,100 quid better off. It doesn't matter if the ETF is 650. If they're saving 100, 200 quid a month, they're going to get that back in their first month.
Absolutely. Now, I want to say to you, one of the things I'm doing an email up to head office to say to them, it's an economy 7 meter, and I made a note of the meter serial number, but she wants to be on general domestic because that's the way she's going to save most money because there's no night storage heaters. I also took a photograph of the meter and I'm attaching that. And I'll just share this. I also, as well as that massive long call to EE, and that's why it was a long one, I was a bit unsure of something and I rang phone a friend. And I rang, and within 3 seconds, the phone was answered. And I said to her, do you realise that's 12:30 lunchtime, peak time? And there's the difference. Real person, speak to someone. And she went, yes. And I said, that's the difference. Because I just wanted to verify something. All right. That was a bit strange. I don't know whether I should share it because it could have been an odd glitch, but it was a glitch on the system, but I've got it sorted. But what I want to say to you is, I think people buy our confidence. That's what they buy. Because when they see it all, it looks good, but sometimes it looks too good to be true, doesn't it? And I always say that it does look too good to be true. And guys, if I showed you my June bill, wow, it's 50 quid for 5 services. Because do you know what UW have done? They've done the annual review on the electric, and instead of keeping the money like other companies, they've given us it back because we were in credit. So our electric was £7.24 for June. We earned 53 quid cash back. All of a sudden, all our bills, £50.95. I showed her, I said, look, this is crazy, but true. So there we are. So guys, listen, yeah, Yvette?
Hi, thanks, Lisa. It's all really useful stuff, and thank you. Are you doing? Can I ask? Are you doing your appointments all face to face, or are you doing some remote ones? I know you like to get out and see them face to face.
I love getting out, but I did one yesterday at 12 o'clock. I met the guy at another fair called Spetsbury just before we got married, and he asked me when I finished my honeymoon, would I call him? And I said, yeah. And I rung him and we set it up. And he was sorry guys, up in Scotland, he was in Edinburgh. So I signed him up for all the services in Edinburgh through Zoom.
Yeah.
All
and
right.
Are you using Zoom and then do share a screen with your presentations? Because what I'm finding is you can use the phone to speak to people, and then you've got the presentation to share the screen. But I think you lose that eyeball to eyeball sort of contact, don't you, with remote?
Well, with Zoom, what I do when we get to the point of let's get you a quote, say there's a customer, I stop the share, so it's just that person and me, and I say, can you see the white bar? On the left, it says Zoom meeting, and on the right, there is a line and 2 boxes and a cross. Whatever you do, don't press the cross. Press either the 2 boxes, which is restore down, or minimize. Now I said, if you do minimize, that's fine, because you'll still see me. So I get them to do that first. Then I ask them, could you go on your internet, hopefully Chrome, pick up a new tab, and then what I do on WhatsApp, I send them exactly what I want them to type, which is
Okay.
uw.co.uk/share.
Yeah.
So they can see it exactly. They type it in, and I say to them, tell me when it comes up that it's asking for a code, an appointment code. When they do that, I then do my bit, give them the code, and then we're on the remote.
So you're looking, then they're looking at their shared screen through the
Yeah.
UW presentation, but you've got
But
them on a Zoom for the
we're still seeing
speakers.
each other. Yeah. And
So
then
much better, isn't it?
yeah, and then I say to them, I press the little arrow, can I take the control to make it quicker? And I'm
Yeah.
putting the stuff in until the point is they put their details in. And I have found that the simplest method of
Yes.
anything at all.
That's useful to know, because I've been using my phone and having a phone call, and then I've got them to go on the shared presentation. And
Hey,
I think
listen,
I'm losing that
sometimes
face to face.
I know, but Yvette, do you know what? There is lots of ways to do this.
Yeah.
Sometimes I do a WhatsApp video call because they
Okay.
find the whole Zoom thing too much.
Yeah. Yeah.
I do a WhatsApp video call, and then we do the remote. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Because it's just that with Zoom, you've got so much control. It's absolutely
Mm,
wonderful. And you
yeah.
know, my little sheet, what I do is I take a photograph of it when it's all complete,
Yeah.
attach it to WhatsApp, send it to them, because they love the fact they can see the
They've got your
figures.
numbers. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that sheet, is that your present? That's
Yeah.
your form.
It's
So you've
just
just done
mine.
that for your own
I've
record.
evolved. Yeah, I've
Yeah.
evolved. I mean, some people just write numbers down, and that's fine
Yeah.
too. But
Yeah.
it's a sheet that means
It-
it keeps me on track.
And it's a nice way of giving something back to them, isn't it? Because I know
Yeah.
they've got the quote we can get emailed to them, but it's very brief, isn't it? It just sort of shows, it doesn't show the before and after bit.
Yeah. Now, forgive me, it's gone 11 minutes past, so we're
Yeah.
well over. And I will have to do a bit of précis on the old recording. Okay. But
Thank
lovely
you.
to see you all. And of course, I'm here next week, and it will be same time, same place. And if you've got some ideas of things you'd like me to home in on, please let me know. I'd love to help you. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thanks again, Lisa. Bye bye. Bye, everybody.